Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy John Monk here, back again with another video. And today we're going over 5 disappointing sneaker releases that we've seen in 2025 so far. Alright, so right now we are almost at the midway point of 2025. And so far, we've seen a lot of pretty solid sneaker releases throughout the year. Now, I was going to do a video on the top 10 best sneaker releases of 2025 so far. I decided that I want to push that back, so I might do that later on. But today, I wanted to go over some disappointing sneaker releases that we've seen throughout the year. I mean, there are a lot of different reasons why a sneaker release would be disappointing. And in today's video, I'm going to cover a lot of them. However, when it comes to a sneaker release, you know, they usually kind of hype them up, bring a lot of attention to it, and then when we get the sneaker in hand or when it releases on the day of, it just isn't the same. Now, there are a lot of sneakers out there where the sneaker release just kind of flopped. The sneaker itself could have had so much more potential, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And honestly, this is a mix between how consumers manufacture their sneakers and consumer preference as well. So basically what I mean is that if the sneaker community does not deem a sneaker hype enough to be popular in 2025, even though these companies really want to make these sneakers the next best thing, it's not going to be a solid release at the end of the day. So in today's video, I came up with 5 sneaker releases that we've seen in 2025 so far that have just been straight out disappointing. If you guys are new here, I would very much appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up and smash the subscribe button and join the turntable gang. With that being said, sit back, relax, and let's go into the top 5 most disappointing sneakers of 2025. Let's hop into it. All right, so starting up at number 5, I intentionally put this sneaker high up on the list. I actually like this sneaker a lot. And this one is the Air Max 95s Alma Maniers with the Hands Wash Cold collaboration. Now, I've talked about this specific colorway before, and honestly, it's one of my favorites when it comes to the Air Max 95s. And this year in 2025, Air Max 95s have just been making a comeback because it's their 30th anniversary. By the way, if you have not seen my most recent video where I talk about the Air Max 95 and why it's making a comeback this year, make sure to go check that out afterwards. I'll have a link up above and down in the description down below. It can definitely use a lot more love, so please go check it out. Learn more about the Air Max 95s because I feel like it's a very slept on sneaker. You know, if you weren't a sneakerhead during the late 20th century, you probably don't understand the complete hype about the Air Max 95s. However, make sure to go check out my video and learn a little bit more about why this sneaker is all that great. But going back to the Alma Manier Air Max 95s, I think this is a very nice sneaker. Just overall, the color blocking on this shoe is excellent, and I feel like it's honestly perfect. But my ultimate qualm with this sneaker is how they chose to release this specific pair. Now, I don't think that this pair had a general release. I know that Alma Manier had their own drawing, but I didn't really see anything on sneakers, and I didn't see anything on other major boutiques. You know, I was actually looking forward to it being on Sneakers app and then me hitting on them because obviously nowadays Alma Maniers are pretty easy to get. And then I would do a review on them, I would try them on, just see how they feel. But because they weren't on sneakers, I wasn't really able to do anything with the sneaker. I didn't really get to see it all that much. And even as I look on YouTube and I look at a bunch of different reviews on them, there's only like maybe 2 out there. With that being said, there wasn't a lot of people in general that were able to get their hands on this pair. So unlike the other sneakers that you're going to see on this list, I thought this specific pair was very well executed. However, I just feel like they didn't give the people what they wanted. So overall, I think that Nike left us hanging with this specific release. I know that Alma Manier had their own drawing on their website. However, that's not where the major sneakerheads go to buy sneakers. I mean, you're gonna go to the Sneakers app, right? That's where probably the most quantities are. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get that. So starting at number 5, we do have the Alma Manier Air Max 95s. Quite a disappointing release because I was actually really excited to see these in hand. All right, moving over to number 4 on this list, we do have the Travis Scott Field Jacks in the light chocolate colorway. Now, I do remember seeing this on StockX and maybe even when it was listed on the Sneakers app. However, after that, I really didn't see anything else. I mean, overall, if you look at the shoe itself, forget the fact that it's a collaboration with Travis Scott. I think it's a pretty nice sneaker. I think it's very simple, something that you could wear on the day-to-day basis. However, I think because it is a Travis Scott collaboration, this overall sneaker was pretty underwhelming at the end of the day. I mean, they didn't even include the backward swoosh that is well known when it comes to Travis Scott shoes. And yeah, I think after checking the other day, I believe that these sneakers are going for under retail, which whenever a Travis Scott goes for under retail, you already know that this release flopped. I'm talking about a Travis Scott sneaker that basically everyone kind of forgot about. And this this was new. This was something that we haven't seen before. Travis Scott is going to other sneaker models within Nike. Now, I believe this sneaker is an iteration of the Nike Field General. And anytime a sneaker just gets a collaboration with a major brand, it doesn't even matter if it's not a well-known sneaker. You know, if the crowd really loves this specific collab, then that typically means that the hype for the shoe is going to spike. And yeah, I feel like when it comes to the Field Jacks, this had a lot of potential to take off on the Nike Field Generals, and I think that Travis Scott honestly failed. I mean, that just says a lot given how much I love Travis Scott, not as an artist, but as a sneaker designer, and I feel like this sneaker could have been something else. Again, it's not a good sign when you forget that a sneaker like this even dropped in 2025. So unfortunately, this has to take the number 4 spot on our list. All right, moving over to number 3 in this list, we do have the Kith collaboration with the OnCloud Zone. Now, if you guys have been a part of my channel for a while now, you do know that I am a huge fan of Kith. Anytime that they have a major collaboration with basically anything, I absolutely love it. And within the last 2 years, OnCloud as a sneaker brand has been making a huge rise in the sneaker community. A lot of people are owning Ons now, and it's just been one of the leading comfy runners that a lot of people are going to. So when we got news that Kith was going to be collaborating with OnCloud, we thought that this was probably going to be a big deal. Given that Kith and Ronnie Fieg are brilliant with their color palettes, I thought we were going to see something that was unique and something that we have not seen before. But when we finally got pictures of the actual sneaker, we ended up getting a white sneaker and a black sneaker. Again, I was very disappointed because usually when Kith collaborates with a pair of sneakers, they come out with some kind of pastel color, they come out with some sort of at least tan shade, cream shade, something that's aged or vintage. I mean, besides the little branding of Kith on the sneaker, there's really nothing else that makes this sneaker stand out from the rest of OnCloud shoes. And I understand that OnCloud as a brand is very simple. There's a lot of basic colorways out there, but Kith could have done something more. We really did not need a white sneaker for a collaboration. I just didn't understand that. And on top of that, we didn't need an all black sneaker for a collaboration. You could have probably added some kind of color to it. And unfortunately, this is what we got from Kith. All right, moving on to number 2 on this list. This is probably going to be a shocker for many of you, but we do have the reimagined Jordan 1s in the UNC colorway. For years now, specifically 10, we have been looking forward to another pair of Jordan 1 UNCs dropping. Now, the university blue color blocking is most iconic to Jordan brand because for those of you guys who didn't know, Michael Jordan played college basketball in UNC, which is where he ultimately got drafted to go to the NBA. Now, I would argue aside from the Chicago colorway, the UNC color blocking is probably the second most famous one when it comes to the Jordan 1. However, when we finally got images of the reimagined Jordan 1s dropping in the UNC colorway, I just feel like this was disappointing. I feel like a lot of people were expecting a UNC color blocking overlaid on a white Jordan 1. And unfortunately, that's not what we got. We got the reimagined take on it. And this is very similar to the reimagined take on the Jordan 1 Chicagos, where we saw a lot of cracking on the leather to kind of show how old the sneaker is. So yeah, for this specific release of the reimagined UNC 1s, I'm just not a fan of the leather cracking throughout the sneaker. From afar, you probably can't see this, but it just bothers me. I really wanted a clean pair of Jordan 1s, you know. I didn't really want something that kind of looks beat up. I feel like that whole look, yes, while it is nice, it's too played out. On top of that, we didn't really get a white underlay of the Jordan 1s. You can kind of see that it's not really white. However, it's more so like aged down to kind of yellow a little bit, so it's in this cream color. Now, in my opinion, I think the Jordan 1 UNCs look very nice when it's crisp and clean. However, this one is just aged down. It's purposely designed to look vintage, and I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it. Just the cream on the sneaker, the aged midsole, all of it just seems off to me. And I feel like what was supposed to be probably the sneaker of the year ends up being a complete flop because of the reimagined take on the shoe. So at number 2, we do have the reimagined Jordan 1s in the UNC colorway. This one was quite disappointing. I'm really sad that we're not getting the original take. And finally, at number 1 on this list, the most disappointing sneaker release that we've seen in 2025 goes to the Nike Spiritons. So if you are in the sneaker game and you have kept up with the sneakers app, you've probably seen that Nike has released a ton of these. And we've seen a good amount of collaborations with the specific sneaker models. So we've seen Fragment, we've seen Undefeated. We're probably going to see a lot more, but they've also released a lot of general colorways as well. And honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of collab they have. It doesn't matter what kind of colorway they come out with. Every time these drop on the sneakers app, they basically just sit there. Now, I've never owned a pair for myself, but I have heard a lot of reviews on this sneaker, and a lot of people like that they're kind of comfortable. They kind of look decent from the side profile of the sneaker, but once you wear them on feet and you look down, they just look odd. They look weird. And honestly, I kind of wanted to give the sneaker a try because I can definitely see that Nike is trying to bring back this specific shoe, but it's just not working. And I don't know why they just keep releasing more and more colorways of it if no one's gonna want them. Now, for those of you guys who have owned a pair of Nike Spiritons, let me know in the comments if it's actually comfortable, because this is something that I would be interested in trying, but if it's not going to be a crazy sneaker of 2025, I'm not even gonna bother with it. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be a hype beast, but when you see that so little people are giving this sneaker a chance, chances are they're probably not the best sneaker to buy. It's just like a sneaker that I just keep on seeing. I know that Nike is trying and trying and trying, and each release that it comes out with just ends up being more disappointing to the Nike Spiritons. All right, guys, there we have it. Those are 5 disappointing sneaker releases that we have seen in 2025 so far. We're probably going to see more disappointing sneaker releases throughout the year, so maybe I can make a part 2 on this video later on down the road. But now I'll love to hear from you guys. Do you guys agree with my list? And if I'm missing any sneakers that you guys have out there, what are some other disappointing sneaker releases that we've seen in 2025 so far? And as always, if you guys like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button because more will be on the way. Again, these are 5 disappointing sneaker releases that we've seen this year in 2025. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!